Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Barry and today I want to talk about 4 reasons why people fail at business networking. Let's head straight into the first point. People don't understand the process. They don't fully understand what business networking is, especially in 2019. Everything is instant results, instant gratification. People are sometimes coming in thinking they're going to walk out an hour later with a $50,000 deal. It doesn't work that way. Business networking is just the first step of something bigger. Business networking is long term. It's like branding. And when you meet someone at a business networking event, it's just a first step in building a relationship, because that's really what it is. It's building relationships. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people, with what I mean is that they don't fully understand the process, is that they meet someone and then it's radio silence. They don't send an email, they don't meet up with them again, nothing. And that is the instant gratification mindset. So what I personally do, whenever I meet someone at a business networking event, either that evening when I get home or the day after, I send them an email. Hey, it was great to meet you, and I put something about what we talked about. It was great talking to you about, or it was very interesting, or something about what they do, their company. Let's meet up upcoming week or next week for a coffee and let's catch up. I'm be interested to learn more about your business. And that is already the next step. You're already reached out, especially if you do it in a timely manner. So let's say within 24 hours. People read it and they're like, oh, you remembered me. Oh, yeah, we did talk about this. That's putting a little personal thing in the email. And then you meet up with them, and then it goes on and on and on, and you'll learn more about the people, and that's how the process works. And I think where a lot of people don't fully understand, they understand the first part, I go to an event, and then what? What do I do? So I think that's where a lot of people fail at. The second reason why people fail is that they try to sell their service or product at the event. People come to an event to meet new people, to have a glass in their hand, have some chats, tell some stories, and learn about new companies. They don't want to be sold directly. Let me give you an example. It was a couple of years ago. I was living and working in Hong Kong. I had a business there. I was selling fruit baskets to offices. And I was invited to a big launch party. It was a multi-day expo. I was invited to the launch party, and a lot of corporate executives, CEOs were there, all of them who were participating at the expo. And the person that invited me, he said, Barry, I want to introduce you to someone. It's the largest event organizer in Hong Kong. So like, great, let's do it. So we went there, he introduced me, so I shook the CEO's hand, and my contact continued to ask and say, so do you need any fruit at your office? And even though he meant well, from the expression of the CEO, I could tell he was turned off. And it was just such a direct approach. And like I said, people are there, it's a casual event, or it's a business casual event. People are having chats or having a drink. It's all about fun, and it's not about sales. Also the introduction went nowhere, so the entire contact went nowhere. But it doesn't mean that you should reject sales. Let me give you another example. It was a different event, and I met someone. I introduced myself, said I'm Barry, I'm the director of Fruit for You. It's a company that sells fruit at the office. And the person said, oh wow, great, where's the fruit from? I said, well, we import everything from Europe, and we sell it in fruit baskets, we deliver it to you every week, and we sell it on a subscription base, per month base. He says, great, how much is it? I said, well, for the first month it's so and so, and after that it's on a per month cancellation basis. He says, great, let's do it. He shook my hand, and deal done. And the big difference between this is that I didn't push it. I just introduced myself, and all of the intent came from him. So if there isn't any intent coming from him, no buyer's intent, I will not push it. Because again, this is not about pushing sales. This is about long-term relationship building. And if I would meet him afterwards, let's say I meet him a week after and we have coffee, and he asks me, so how does it really work? How does the subscription module work, and where do you get your fruit from, blah, 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 blah. And I explain more about my business. And he feels more comfortable with it. Let's say, let's try it for a week. If I would have pushed at that first event, I would have pushed him away, because at that point he was not comfortable enough to do anything. And he needed to learn more, to know more, to meet me again, to see me again, get to know more about the product and the company and me before he was ready to buy. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that people make during business networking, because it really turns people off. The third reason why people fail at business networking is because they choose quantity over quality. People sometimes go to a networking event just to collect as many business cards as possible. So they really go in, they go to a group of people, they give their business cards, they do a quick introduction, 20 to 30 seconds, collect the other business cards from the people there, and then move on to the next group. And they basically continue that trend until they've talked to everyone, introduced themselves to everyone in the venue, and mission accomplished. So the reason why they do that is to really get as much contact information as possible. But the problem with this is that you're not making a quality connection. I've said it before in a video, it's all about long term. It's about building long-term businesses, long-term relationships. And for me personally, it really comes over as quite selfish to really just do a quick introduction. I just want your business card, I just want your email address. I don't really care what you do or who you are. I'll check it later when I'm at home. And that's what networking is about, is to ask questions, to be curious and interested in what other people do, and then after you meet up with them, etc., and then you get to know each other a little bit more. And when I come home personally from a networking event, I always look through the business cards, and when I don't recognize people, sometimes I can't even recall their face, and it's generally these types of people that do the quick introductions. I'll throw them away, or the business cards anyway, and it has no value for me, and it shows that they're not, for me, in the right mindset, not the same one that I have about building proper relationships and building real business connections. So be sure to avoid that, and just, even if you only meet 2 or 3 people at an evening, as long as you're curious about it, you have a good connection, you have a good conversation, you're learning new what people are doing, you're getting to know new people, it's perfect. So stick with that. So the last reason why people fail at business networking is they only talk to people they know. Look, and I get it. It can be super awkward to go up to a stranger and just strike up a conversation. And I've been there as well. I go to a networking event and I walk in, everyone's already talking to someone, and I just stand there awkwardly with my drink in my hand in the corner, like, okay, what's next? And especially if you see someone in the room that you know, it can be so easy to just, go up to them and strike a conversation. But networking events are really for getting to know new people. And if you want to talk to people that you already know, you just do a follow-up meeting, you have a coffee with them sometime, etc. And this is really a big thing, because you can spend all your time talking to people you know, and it can be easily done. And you go home and you don't really get any extra value besides just getting to know that person a little bit better, but you should have done that in other meetups. And so there are 3 things you can do. One is take a deep breath, slap yourself in the face, not too hard, and just get it over with. Just go to a group of people, strangers, stick out your hand and introduce yourself. And you might say, yeah, duh, Barry, that's very, that's, what else would I do? The thing about this is that once you've done that, in the back of your mind you will already realize, because in 2 seconds they will have accepted you in that group and the conversation will just move on with you being there. So in your mind you already say, really? That was it? That's why I was nervous? Come on. And you need to remember that and embrace that for the next time as well, when you're standing again, by yourself with your drink, and like, okay, last time was super easy, just stick up my hand, come on, just take a deep breath, go. But I get it, some people are super nervous. It might be your first or one of your first networking events. You could be very introverted, which is absolutely fine, no problem at all. So the second thing you can do is bring someone along that that you feel comfortable with. Naturally, you do need to make the agreement together to say, okay, tonight we're going to at least go up to 2 groups of people and introduce ourselves. And then you can do it together, you feel a bit more comfortable, and can be a little bit easier. But don't fall into the trap of just standing there with the 2 of you and talk to each other all evening, right? The third reason would be, or the third thing that you could do is, if you do see someone that you already know and they're talking to people you don't know, go up to him, say, hey, it's nice to see you again, shake your hand. Oh, by the way, I'm Barry, business card, and then you're in a group. You're already talking to people you don't know, and that might be easier for you as well. So really just fully understand for yourself what business networking is, what you want out of it. Even if you have a bad day and you're there, I'm like, oh my god, I'm standing here alone with my drink, I really just want to go home and watch Netflix. I get it, we've all been there, but once you're in the conversation, once you're doing things, it will be so much easier. It's like going to the gym. Once you're at home sitting on the couch, you're like, yeah, I really don't want to go, until you're in the gym, and then you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm already here, let me do my thing. And it's the same thing for networking. There's a little obstacle that you have to step over, and then everything flows and everything goes normally. And that is the thing that you need to focus on. So thank you for listening to my 4-reason rant, and I hope you got some useful information out of it. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any awkward experiences that you would like to share with us. And I'll see you at the next video. Thanks.